Hey, what's up everybody, and today I have a brand new video for you. We're going to be taking Sunbreaker, using Sunshot, and making Warmind cells. So just get ready and strap in for this brand new build I got for you. Just a fair warning, the cornerstone of this build will be Wrath of Rasputin. So if you don't have it, you won't be able to use it, because that's what will enable Sunshot to create Warmind cells using solar explosions. And if you don't have it, you might check with Ada1 in the tower. She sells combat style mods and other armor mods every day in the tower, and it cycles every day. So she might not have it today, but maybe tomorrow or the next day. It's really just RNG on that. I'm sorry about that if you don't have it, but it is a really good mod. Anyways, let's get into our subclass. We're going to be using Sunbreaker Titan. I'm going to be honest, your aspects really don't matter that much. They all have 2 fragment slots, so it's kind of up to personal preference. But I chose Roaring Flames because that's a little bit of some ability regen for you. And Soul Invictus. Again, it's more ability regen for you. But just fair warning, Wrath of Rasputin and Soul Invictus will not make Warmind cells on Sunspot kills. Sunspots don't count as solar splash damage, which makes sense, but at the same time doesn't. Just one of those weird things where I wish it did a thing, but it doesn't do a thing. Anyways, our fragments, I'm not getting too deep into these, but they're Imperium, Combustion, Char, and Tempering. That's going to make your super better. Every time you get a kill with a hammer, the enemy's going to ignite. So your hammers are going to be doing quite a bit, and we'll get into that a little bit more later. And otherwise, these fragments are focusing on making Sunshot better and making Sunshot do more for you. So let's get into how we're making Sunshot better. Now, I like Sunshot. It's one of the better hand cannons in my opinion. It's the only 150 left in the game. But it doesn't have a damage perk. It just has, Dragonfly, but better for the most part. So how do we make it deal more damage? You could go the route of Font of Might. Do an Elemental Well build. Of course, those are always great. Same with Charge with Light. Some of those builds are great. High Energy Fire would help you a lot. But I want to run Warmind cells. So how do I do that and increase the damage on Sunshot? Well, why don't we use Path of the Burning Steps? I made a video on it not too long ago if you don't know what it does, but basically Path of Burning Steps will increase your solar weapon damage when you get solar kills. So, a weapon that has immense ad clear on it will get its damage buffed every time it gets a kill. That just sounds really easy to get a pretty high damage hand cannon. Okay, now that we've made Sunshot better, how do we use Sunshot to make Warmind cells, and how do we use those Warmind cells to help us and our fire team? Well, first, of course, we need Wrath of Rasputin. That's going to make our solar explosions create Warmind cells. And a little bit of a side note here. I did try Incandescent because that would have been my first go-to, because I could get a legendary that's solar, has Incandescent. And then my heavy slot could be Parasite or something like that to benefit more from Firewalker and its solar explosions creating Warmind cells. There's a lot of things that Parasite could do for us. But I would either have to use a 7 Seraph or Ikelos weapon, because Incandescent doesn't create Warmind cells, I think. It was just really inconsistent to get ignition kills, apparently. Maybe they're dying to Scorch, maybe I was shooting them, but I'm pretty sure I got a few ignition kills, no Warmind cell. Like enemies near the ignition, no Warmind cell. So, I don't know if it's bugged, or if I just have really bad luck, but Incandescent wasn't working for me. Sunshot was, though. So we're using Sunshot. So yeah, Wrath of Rasputin is how we're going to enable our ability to create Warmind cells. So let's pair that with Warmind's protection, so we take less damage from enemies near Warmind cells, which, if it spawns in the middle of a group of ads, whatever's left, be it majors, champions, bosses, they're going to deal less damage to me and my fire team. Burning cells, which You could swap that out for the mod that makes the explosion deal more damage. That wouldn't be bad, especially since we're running Wrath of Rasputin. I picked Burning Cells so that I can have constant damage on everything. It doesn't scorch. It really should, but it doesn't scorch. Just in case you didn't know. Power of Rasputin is what I have next. If you don't know what it is, it's one of my favorite Warmind Cell mods. It's a debuff. Not only is it a debuff, it's a debuff that stacks with other debuffs. Enemies that are near it have a debuff, which stacks with Weaken. It stacks with Night Stalker bows. Stacks with Tractor Cannon. It just stacks with debuffs. It's the only stacking debuff in the game, and it's great. I love that it can do that. And then, last, certainly not least, one of the best Warmind Cell mods in the game. Not even my personal opinion, just like, it's a fact. Global Reach. That's going to make your Warmind Cell have any range at all, pretty much, after the nerf. So yeah, those are your Warmind Cell mods, but some other mods you might want to be using in this build, of course, Unstoppable Hand Cannon. You're already using Sunshot, which counts as 2 hits at once because it's explosive rounds. Let's pair that with Harmonic Siphon to create more orbs of power because Sunshot is solar and we're using a solar subclass. It just goes together. And then you can kind of choose whatever you want in the artifact mod, but I highly recommend Monochromatic Maestro. I didn't mention it when I was talking about Sunshot, but that one will really help you out because it's another way to get a damage buff. Use your abilities, use Sunshot. And you just keep cycling between those and they're going to increase each other's damage and it's just really helpful for you. But anyways, that's about it for this build. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you come again next time. Also, hit that subscribe button, that like button, comment. I have a Discord server. Please join that. Trying to do more with that soon. Anyways, yeah. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.